All right, welcome to Economic Reasoning Principles. This is our first one, your Introduction to Economics. So I think a natural first question is, well, what is economics? And so I ask that question to you. When you think of economics, what comes to mind? A lot of times people think it's about the study of money or maybe of finance and buying stocks and bonds and, making money like that, or about wealth. And those answers are all accurate and they're all wrong, because really that's way too specific. So economics is actually much, much more than just talking about money or finance or wealth. So what is economics? Well, we have our first principle before we get to a definition. And this economic reasoning principle that we're going to kind of base our class on, both government and economics this year, says that people choose and individual choices are the source of social outcomes. So hopefully there's a word or kind of two different forms of that word that stand out to you. And that word is choose or choice. Really, that's what economics is all about. People making choices, and those choices then, they have outcomes and they have results. And so economics, that's our first reasoning principle. It's not a definition yet, but our principle is that it all comes down to people choosing. Okay, so again, with that principle in mind, people choose and individual choices are the source of social outcomes. Why do we have to choose? And so there's this word that is scarcity. That's that first word there on the first bullet point. Scarcity necessitates choices. Scarcity is the fundamental issue of economics. And what scarcity is basically talking about, it's the idea that we have lots of different goals. We have lots of different things that we want to do and accomplish and use our time and our talents and our energies and our efforts to do. We have so many things that we want to do and accomplish that we have to make choices. We can't quite do everything that we want. We don't have enough resources to do every single thing, for all of us to do every single thing that we want to do always in life. As a result of that, we have to make choices. So that's that word choice. I have it just singular by itself because, again, that's what it all comes down to. So we have a goal. You guys are going into your senior year in high school. And so on the one hand, there's a goal of getting into college, maybe a very specific college, maybe an elite college, whatever the case is, it doesn't matter. But that's a goal for probably the vast majority, if not every single one of you, to get accepted to a college. At the same time, there can be competing social goals as well, that you want to have fun this year. You might want to go to better parties than you went to last year, or have more fun on the weekends or on Friday or Saturday night. And so we have competing goals, and yet we have limited resources because you can't be doing both of those things at the exact same time typically. So you would choose to either study, get better grades, help yourself in college at any given time, or you can be choosing to focus on more social goals. And the idea of economics is that neither one of those, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing proposition. You can do both, but you're probably going to have to limit how much you focus on either one. So you decide, well, how much more should I study versus how much should I go out and have fun? So again, that's an economic decision. I think that most people don't think of that in economic terms, but it really is. That decision of what to do on Friday night, that is an economic decision. So how do you choose then whether to study or whether to go out and have fun? Well, you have here, it says people make choices based on their perceptions of expected costs and benefits of the alternatives. So really what that's saying is pretty simple. Let's say that it's the night before finals or the night before midterms or an AP exam. Well, at that point, you're probably going to decide that there is a larger benefit to you to study and to spend some time making sure that your grade doesn't fall, that you perform well on that test, that it looks good for your transcripts and for colleges. So at that time you'd say, all right, the expected benefit of studying is greater than the expected benefit of going out, which is having a good time and whatever else. But at other times, maybe it's summer vacation right now and there isn't a test tomorrow, so your expected benefit is better for you to go out and to have fun and to relax. So that's how we make choices. So again, it's not an all or nothing thing. You guys are probably going to do both of these things during the year. You're going to have fun and you're also going to study. But the idea is kind of, if we think about things from an economic standpoint, we can help ourselves to make better decisions. And I kind of just jumped the gun on that. This is, I think, our last point here on this first video. Economics is a way of thinking that helps you get the best and most from your limited resources. So again, you can't be in two places at the same time. You can't focus all of your efforts on multiple things. You have to, divide your attention or focus only on one thing. So really, what economics is all about, it's about you. And it's about you making good choices, good decisions, that you can get the most that you possibly can. And again, that doesn't just mean financially. It doesn't mean just for good grades. It also includes happiness and leisure and enjoying yourself and having a good time. These are all part of economics. So I hope this gives you a basic introduction to why we are going to study economics and employ the economic way of thinking throughout our year this year. This has been a LaMoney production.